Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here from the Alpha team for the first video of 2023. So we are into the beginning stretches of the reporting period for the quarter. This Friday will be the unofficial or official, I guess depends which way you want to look at it, kickoff to earnings season with all of the big financials. But actually, it was a very busy start to the week as we had the JP Morgan conference and the ICR conference beginning, and you saw quite a bit of guidance, and you might see more guidance the next couple days. So overall, will be a very busy news-filled week, including the CPI release on Thursday, which I will try to put together a video for, just kind of breaking that setup down later in the week. All right, so after the close today, Monday, really just a few smaller names, but WDFC, which is WD40. I mean, they're pricing about 11 points. Those are monthly options, meaning that they expire next Friday. Just nothing that really catches my eye. Sometimes the stock can gap. It's been some bigger moves, but not the biggest fan. Options are pretty liquid. Before the open tomorrow, Tuesday, you have Albertsons ACI. It's about 75 cents is what's expected. Those are monthly options. It's going through the merger with Kroger. So my rule is I typically avoid playing these names as volatility can be more muted. Also, you have Bed Bath and Beyond. Pricing in 70 cents. I don't know if this is gonna be a move or not. They gave some metrics this past week, and they warned about being an ongoing concern. Uh, you know, I mean, it seems like they're on a slippery slope to bankruptcy. I don't know what they're gonna say tomorrow. That would be different from what they said last week, but the stock likes to move. It's up a bunch today. Maybe it continues to move, but I don't think I'm going to be playing that one. After the close on Tuesday, nothing scheduled. Before the open on Wednesday, really nothing of interest. After the close on Thursday, KBH, home builder, about 2.5 points, but those are monthly options. It's I haven't been focused here. I haven't been focused on the home builders, and I don't think I'm going to be doing anything with KBH personally. Before the open on Thursday, Taiwan Semi. So this is a big name reporting next week. So price it in 3.5 points, and it's the biggest, and really it's like the only tech report of the week. So huge semi. It's going to be the first report following Buffett's stake announcement. The stock, it doesn't typically move huge on earnings, but the chart is kind of interesting in that it's especially with today's pop, it's like right in between levels. So it's about three and change off the recent high. Got a clear gap underneath, plenty of room to the downside, and then if it really like decisively. If it really decisively turns the corner, I mean, there's still room to the upside. So maybe this could be the quarter where you see a larger swing. Maybe sets up for a volatility strategy candidate, but this could also definitely impact the chip sector broadly, considering how big of a company it is. After the close on Thursday, really nothing of interest, and then Friday before the open is when we get the bank bonanza. So, yeah, BAC, which is pricing in a dollar and a half, Citi, which is pricing in 240. Wells, which is pricing in 2, and then JP Morgan, which is pricing in about 5. So of those names, you can see that JP Morgan is the clear outperformer. And I guess if I were to do anything with the 4, it would maybe be with JP Morgan, just because it's I've been outperformer, so maybe that means that they're if it's good, it could still have more room. Also, on the opposite side, if it disappoints, there could be more room lower. Plus, the technically just is that like a bigger spot. It just looks more interesting to me. I haven't really been trading this group much lately though, so if I don't play J.P. Morgan, I might just focus on them more as like post earnings versus taking options into the print. Interestingly, Goldman and Morgan Stanley don't report until next week, so they might give some sympathy play opportunities as they'll likely move on the other bank numbers. Also, Friday before the open, Delta, so pricing in about $1.85. So kind of an interesting setup, and it's the first of the airlines to report, so it could impact the whole sector. Coming off a good quarter in October, and minus like Southwest recent headache. I mean, it seems like the airlines are doing okay. Um, it's kind of like one of these things where if it's good and it can really like decisively break out and continue to move higher, I mean, there seems to be some room. So this could be like more of like a post earnings like play. Maybe hop in for like a quick swing trade if the numbers are good and the stock reacts well. Um, and then lastly, UNH. So about 15 points was priced in. This is a big healthcare report. I mean, there is going to be, and there is already quite a bit of healthcare news this week because the J.P. Morgan conference is going on. But you can see that, I mean, like the stock is below the 200-day, which had been a really previously large area of support. And it hasn't had much of a pullback in a long time. So I feel like with like the really kind of like eye-opening weakness to begin the year. I mean, it's kind of at like an interesting spot where a little bit of like a make or break setup in that either it bounces and can reset this really key area, or if it starts to roll over, there's some room lower. So I feel like it could set up well for a volatility strategy, and it does seem like the options could be priced a little low, just looking at the way like the chart sets up to me. So definitely one I am going to be focused on going into Friday's report. All right. So that's it. But like I said, I mean, in addition to earnings, you have the JP conference, the ICR conference, the CPI on Thursday. So there's gonna be a lot going on this week. Gonna be a lot of movement. Hoping for some good opportunities. All right. Uh, so I will be in the Alpha Team room now. That's where I have been. So if you like these videos and you want to talk options, come check out the Alpha Team room. Especially if you're looking to like break down some of these setups on the day of the results or the day after. That's where you can find me. Okay. So have a great night, and I will talk to you guys all tomorrow.